Sorry for the late review, but you know, I have to review one of the worst movies ever made, so I think you can all just give me a little break, but don't worry. I'm here to review it. Batman and Robin. Oh. Do you ever hear the term awful, like god-awful, terrible, a piece of shit, like kind of like that kind of stuff? That is this movie. Here we go, guys. So we're here to review Batman and Robin. You know, the greatest superhero movie ever made. And I'm gonna go in depth with this movie review. Every review that it's been leading to this. We all knew this was coming. So we're finally here to review Batman and Robin from Joel Schumacher in 1997. Woohoo! Yeah! Alright, so this movie starts off with Bat-Ass. Yeah, the first shot in this movie is Bat-Ass, and it's turning around. It's like showing Robin and Batman get their suits on. You get bat nipples. Bat nipples. Like the suit, you have a round thing, and you have a nipple right in the thing. So it has a perfect outline of the nipple. So that's the first thing you need to see. And then you get the Batcave or whatever, you can see Batman roll up his new lightning car. His car is a toy. The car literally pulls up, has a big light in the middle, and it's like glowing whenever you're like, oh, that looks kind of cool. No, it looks like a cheap toy from like 1980s mixed with 1990s pop, whatever. Mix it together, you get this kind of car. It looks like shit. And then Robin's like, I want a car. Chicks dig the car. This is why Superman works alone. Really? Really? That is the first line in the whole movie. First line. Whole movie. So then Batman learns about Mr. Freeze, who's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, yeah. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Yeah, it's that guy. You know him? Predator, Terminator. Yeah, he's Mr. Freeze. And so he goes to this thing. He's stealing diamonds, whatever, so he can, like, make this big ice machine thing and freeze Gotham, whatever. I gotta freeze Gotham, he says. Oh. And so there's this, it's a huge, terrible action scene of Batman and Robin literally skating. Like, the floor is icy, I guess. And so they're icing along, like playing hockey with a diamond, and it's so stupid. I hate when movies do that. Like, they use like a sport to play with like an action scene. In this scene, it's hockey trying to get the diamond away from the bad guys, and Batman and Robin, of course, when they fall over, they of course have skates in their boots. Because Batman and Robin knew one day we're gonna need skates in our boots. So Alfred, get the skates. So they get skates in their shoes, and you know, the physics flying around, and I love the scene where Batman's like, hi Freeze, I'm Batman. And he goes down the dinosaur, and then of course I think the Flintstones, whatever, he just goes down the dinosaur's tail and like floats and flies up there, and then Mr. Freeze gets the diamond, whatever, and he's freezing everyone, and of course, ice in this movie breaks everything. There's no just freeze, ice breaks everything. So Mr. Freeze gets away, goes up in a spaceship, whatever, and so Batman and Robin get up there, whatever, and you know what happens? Mr. Freeze jumps out, and it blows up, and Batman and Robin are just like going down on Earth, like they're pretty much surfing down through air, you know, physics, and they land exactly where Mr. Freeze was. They land on his like Mr. Freeze turns to a butterfly, and Batman lands on him, and they fall to the ground, and then Robin tries to stop him, but, you know, Freeze is like, and Robin's frozen, so Mr. Freeze gets away, and Batman, of course, unfreezes Robin, and that's the first scene in this movie. That is the first scene. Everything. And then we get, what's her name? Uma Thurman, is that her name? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And she's, Poison Ivy. And guess what? She dies from the stupid scientist who's having, like, a bit off of Bane. He makes a guy become Bane. He's like, oh, yes, I will have an auction. We're making auctions. Yeah. You want money for Mr. Bane? Whatever. Yeah, we got money for Bane. 5,000? Oh, great. He's, like, bidding on Bane, whatever. And he kills Poison Ivy, pushes over a table, and, like, she sinks into the earth. And then she literally sprouts back up, kisses him, and she's a porn star. I've heard it from other reviewers. She's a porn star in this movie. She talks like a porn star, and I will admit, she tries to make something out of this movie. She does. And when Thurman tries to be a new Poison Ivy, I will give her that, but she is so cartoony porn star. And so she teams up with Bane, and they're gonna go take over whatever and become Poison Ivy and everything. So, of course, we learn about Mr. Freeze, whatever, him and his, you know, frozen castle. And I love the scene where he's, like, making them sing. He's like, sing! Sing! Because we need Mr. Freeze to make his men sing. What reason? I don't fucking know. So we get Mr. Freeze, and have you ever seen the scene? He's smoking a cigar, and it's not even lit. It's, and he does that, and it's not even lit. It's a frozen cigar. Oh my god. And as I said in Batman Forever, every character has their portrait in this movie. The scene they're in has the color. Mr. Freeze, blue. Poison Ivy, greenish purple. Batman, black. Their scenes together have different colors. So then after Mr. Freeze, we learn about him, what his plan was. Then we learn about Batgirl, who is Alfred's like niece, whatever, who shows up out of nowhere. And Batman's like, well, of course you have to stay. Like, she just walked in, and you're gonna let her in. Like, of course. So Robin kind of likes her or whatever, and throughout the movie he's like following her. He sees her at night, like driving off. We'll get to a scene in a little bit. I'll talk about that. So of course we get Mr. Freeze being bad and everything. We get the terrible, terrible auction scene where like Poison Ivy's being auctioned or whatever, and Batman's got the Batman card, you know. Because Batman has a debit card, he has a credit card, of course he does, and of course like it lasts forever. So he bids on Poison Ivy, and have you ever guys noticed this? This is a picky thing about me. In every Batman movie, except for this one of course, Batman is always hidden in the shadows. He's always in the shadows. It's a great thing. He's always hidden. He's like a Dark Knight. In this movie, he just shows up to the auction. He's like walking on stage, and him and Robin, and they're just like lights, camera, everything. He's next to the mayor in front of a huge crowd, whatever. And of course, there's like naked men who have sparkles, whatever, just like dancing with jungle music and people in ape costume. Because you know, this is a Batman movie. And so, yeah, you guys ever noticed that? How like Batman's always hidden in the shadows. In this movie, he's not hidden in the shadows at all. He's just standing in front of people. Hi, I'm Batman. George Clooney, he might be a good actor. He is not Batman. He's not. He's not Bruce Wayne. He's not Batman. He's terrible. Flat out. Worst Batman we ever gotten. So Mr. Freeze, of course, comes over at a cool party, and he gets the diamond from Poison Ivy's neck, whatever, and he learns about her, whatever, and everything. And so Batman and Robin go after him in his big little eggshell kind of thing. And they, of course, go on this big statue down its arm and jumping across. And Batman turns off Robin's bike, whatever, so he can't jump. And Robin's like, ah! Like, shut up, Robin. That's why you got your bike, like, broken. And Batman jumps across, of course, and lands on Mr. Freeze. He breaks through the glass and gets Mr. Freeze, and he sends him to Arkham. In an Arkham scene, Mr. Freeze shows up in a little box, and they let him out to sit in the center of a jail cell, and there's coldness right there, so when he sits there, he's fine, but he can't move in that little circle. Why not just leave him in that little box and lock him in a room? I mean, why not just leave him in that little box he was in and put him in a room? But no, they gotta let him out, and they gotta let him sit on the bed. They gotta let him crawl around. He's about to die because he can't sit in. He can't sit in a circle. So of course, Poison Ivy and Bane get him, whatever, and they have this huge fight scene with Bane and Batman. It's so bad, and Batman, of course, they get in an argument. And Batman and Robin get in an argument, and they're like fussing at each other, and Batman just throws Robin into like this little goop kind of stuff, like. Shut up, Robin. This is why Robin sucks. So yeah, Robin's like, I'm a man. I'm a superhero. You're not. You can't tell me what to do anymore because I'm Robin. Shut up, Robin. Shut up. So then we get to my favorite scene in the movie. So Batgirl, whatever, she gets on a bike and leaves in the middle of the night to go do a bike race thing with all these gangsta people and these weird looking people. And Robin follows her. What is the fucking purpose of that scene? We are in a Batman movie, and we're watching Batgirl and Robin drive around, whatever, and why? Why is that scene in this movie? There's no point. There is no point for him and her, whatever, doing the bike race. There is no fucking reason for that scene. I hate that scene because it has nothing to do with the movie. All the gangster people, they have nothing to do with Batman. They have nothing to do with Mr. Freeze. It is literally there to do an action scene, that's it. And it's filmed terribly. I hate it. It's awful. Goodness. And now, let's just skip to the end. Can we please just skip to the end? So now Mr. Freeze, he got this diamond thing. His wife died. Poison Ivy gets, like, killed. Her plant eat her. Because, you know, she's Poison Ivy and her plant eats her. Because she kills the wife, whatever, and Mr. Freeze learns about it at the very end. He's all mad at her or anything. So, oh my god. So it's Bane and pretty much Mr. Freeze. They take over this telescope place, whatever, and they're trying to freeze Gotham. So they do. And of course, Batman, Batgirl, and Robin show up, whatever, and they destroy the telescope, whatever. They destroy Mr. Freeze. They destroy Bane. I love the scene where Bane, like, they hit him, and it's like he turns back into a skinny dude. It's really funny. And so then Mr. Freeze, he stops, whatever. And I will admit, it's a little I will admit, it's kind of sad. I will admit, there's a little tiny positive in this movie when Batman does tell Mr. Freeze that what Poison Ivy did. I don't want to give positive to Batman and Robin, but I will admit, because I'm honest, that scene, it kind of is touching. I mean, it's kind of sad because Mr. Freeze worked all this for her and Poison Ivy just ripped it apart. She killed his wife. And it's her fault, and Mr. Freeze, he had to go through that dramatic thing. I will admit, I like that scene. But of course, it ends with Alfred. Oh yeah, Alfred's sick, so he gets the Dan egg antidote for Alfred. They fix him. Happy morning. They hug in the morning. And at the very end, you get Batman, Robin, and Batgirl running toward the camera because they're hoping for a third movie called Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. And then it ends. Fuck you, Batman and Robin. That's all I can say, because this movie killed Batman. We didn't have Batman movie forever. But this movie did one positive, and that is give us Batman Begins, which I would be reviewing on Sunday or maybe Monday like I usually do. But I forgot to get, oh yeah, I forgot. My rating for Batman Robin, if you couldn't tell, is a big fat F for fuck off, Batman and Robin. That is my review of Batman and Robin. I know it's a long video, but it is a terrible movie, and I had to show you guys. And it's kind of a funny movie because it's so bad, because Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's a great Mr. Freeze. Yay. So yeah, Sunday or Monday, whenever I will get it out, I promise. I will be reviewing Batman Begins this week, so look out for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had fun. It was really fun doing this. Hope you guys got a lot of new lights. I got a lot of new lights. So anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.